Ryan Routh returned to federal court today for the final pretrial hearing before his trial. Thanks for joining us on this Friday here on Spin Room. Good to see you. I'm Vanessa Broussard. Ryan Routh, who faces charges including attempted assassination and related firearms and assault counts, told the judge he intends to represent himself. The court has allowed his request while keeping standby counsel just in case. Routh is accused of trying to assassinate President Trump as he played golf at a West Palm Beach golf course. A Secret Service agent noticed the firearms in the bushes. This is a picture of him during that arrest after he fled and was caught down the road, arrested, sent to jail, again awaiting his trial right now. Now, if convicted on the federal counts, Routh could face life in prison. We'll follow his trial closely and bring you breaking updates and developments. Again, that trial is set for September 8th in South Florida. We always said retribution was coming. Remember that? When they went after Trump and we said, just wait, our time is coming. They went after him for no reason. Well, here we are. As President Trump says, he was the hunted. Now he's the hunter. Attorney General Pam Bondi has now tapped special prosecutor Ed Martin to probe mortgage fraud allegations against Senator Adam Shiff and New York Attorney General Letitia James. Oh, and Senator Ruben Gallego from Arizona, he's being probed too. All have denied they've committed mortgage fraud, but the Trump DOJ claims they have proof. So here's the breakdown. Let's start with Shiff. The allegations claim that he misrepresented his Maryland home as his primary residence during refinancing between 2009 and 2013, even while claiming tax exemption for a California residence, and only corrected the designation around 2020. Now to peekaboo Letitia James. The Trump DOJ claims she falsified residency information for her Virginia and Brooklyn properties. And Senator Gallego reports suggest that while purchasing a home in Washington, D.C., Gallego claimed it was his primary residence for loan purposes, even as his campaign maintained Arizona residency. Again, all denying wrongdoing. We'll keep you posted on this as well. Huge breakthrough today with Ed Martin taking the lead on that. Now to the latest on Texas redistricting. It has been a busy week in the Lone Star State. Attorney General Ken Paxton is investigating reports that Democrat lawmakers took Soros-funded trips as they fled the state amid the redistricting map battle. Paxton posting this: "I've just launched an investigation into a Soros-funded PAC for unlawfully funding runaway Democrats." Now, if Texas lawmakers are bowing to the Soros slush fund, he says, rather than the will of the voters, Texans deserve to know. This probe adds fuel to the already heated political fight over the new map and its potential impact on upcoming elections of counting undocumented immigrants in the census to unfairly boost their representation in Congress, further intensifying the redistricting controversy. Here's more from Stephen Miller. Take a listen.
In the census, 20 to 30 of House Democrat seats wouldn't exist but for illegal aliens. Texas is taking just a small corrective step against this ocean of fraud, this ocean of abuse by the corrupt Democrat Party, Sean.
Well, so the bottom line is this: the Biden administration let illegals in, millions of them, to count them in the census and add seats for Democrats. But since that's not happening, and states like Texas are wanting to redistrict the legal way, they have the authority to do so, by the way. The Democrats in Congress are fleeing the state so they cannot vote on the new map. They don't want to vote. And if they flee and they don't show up, they can't have a quorum to vote because it doesn't benefit them. So do you see what's happening here? Anyways, back to Texas. The Dems have been given a deadline of today to respond to the Texas Supreme Court. The Texas Supreme Court gave them until today. Well, the clock is ticking. We'll keep you posted on this as well. Florida deputies say quick action may have stopped a mass shooting at Palm Beach International Airport. Investigators arrested 41-year-old Michael Rodriguez after they found a loaded AR-15, multiple knives, and ammunition in his rental car outside the airport. There he is, arrested at the scene. He was parked in a restricted area and seen carrying a large case near the gates before returning to his vehicle. Rodriguez, a convicted felon, now faces state and federal charges, including possession of a firearm by a felon and trespassing in a secure airport zone. Lindell TV obtained those photos from the scene. The FBI is now investigating. President Trump right now is hosting a trilateral signing with 2 foreign leaders. He's live right now. We're going to bring that to you. Here he is from the White House.
And this strategic partnership format embraces so many important areas: mutual investment, trade, energy, connectivity, transit, AI, defense sales, counterterrorism. So all these areas where we had and hopefully will have very active cooperation in the future. So it opens a lot of opportunities for Azerbaijan to continue its path of development, to diversify its economy, to keep unemployment low as it is today, and to look to the future with great optimism. Also, I'm very grateful to Mr. President that he today lifted the restrictions which have been imposed on Azerbaijan back in 1992, just only 1 year after Azerbaijan restored its independence. These restrictions have been imposed on us. So after 33 years, these restrictions have been lifted just today. So really, it's a day which will be remembered by the people of Azerbaijan with a feeling of pride and gratitude to President Trump for his attitude to Azerbaijan, for his vision, for not only for our region. We were exchanging views today, and I said that within several months he managed to put an end to conflicts in Asia, in Africa, and now in Southern Caucasus. What we could not achieve for more than 30 years. We had to sacrifice lives. We had to fight 2 very bad wars with a lot of casualties. And if not for President Trump and his team, and our great friend, Mr. Vitkov and his team, probably today, Armenia and Azerbaijan would have been again in this endless process of negotiations. So really, it's a historic day. We are today establishing peace in the Caucasus, which will open great opportunities, not only for our region. And as President Trump correctly mentioned, the Trump route for international peace and prosperity, which will create new connectivity lines, which will lift the walls, and which will create connectivity opportunities for so many countries, with investments, with prosperity, with stability. You know, Azerbaijan and Armenia, we became independent at the same time as a result of the collapse of the Soviet Union. But at that time already, we were at war. So we lost a lot of years just being preoccupied with wars and occupation and bloodshed. So today, historic day, also because we bring peace. President Trump brings peace to Caucasus, and we're grateful for that. And I'm sure that Armenia and Azerbaijan will find courage and responsibility to reconcile, and also the people will reconcile. We will turn the page of standoff, confrontation, and bloodshed, and provide bright and safe future for our children. So I'm very happy because today we're writing the great new history. And once again, Mr. President, thank you for all what you are doing for us, for our region, and for the whole world.
Thank you very much. Great leaders, how long have you been in the leadership position?
22 years.
22 years,
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That means he's tough and smart. And it's an amazing part of the world. Congratulations.
Thank
What
you.
a great honor to be involved. Thank you.
Very much.
Please.
Thank you, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have reached a significant milestone in Armenia-Azerbaijani relations. We're laying a foundation to write a better story than the one we had in the past. This breakthrough would be simply not have been possible without President Trump's personal engagement and his resolute commitment to peace in our region. The initiating of peace agreement will pave the way to end the decades of conflict between our countries and open a new era based on the full respect for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of each other. Today's declarations, which President Trump personally will sign as well as witness, gives confidence and assurance that we are opening a chapter of peace, prosperity, security, and economic cooperation in the South Caucasus. In this context, allow me to highlight the agreement on opening transport communications in the region based on the principles of sovereignty, territorial integrity, and jurisdiction. I'm particularly thrilled that together with the US, Armenia will work to bring to life the TRIP, Trump Road for Peace and Prosperity, a connectivity project that will unlock the entire region. TRIP will unlock strategic economic opportunities that will create long-term benefits. It will promote infrastructure investment, enhance regional connectivity, and strengthen U.S. leadership as a champion of conflict resolution. I want to thank President Trump and his team for brokering this game-changing outcome between Armenia and Azerbaijan. This is a great deal we've achieved today. This is a success for our countries and for our region, and a success for the world, because a more peaceful region means a safer world. This is peace through strength in a neutral. Mr. President, today's great achievement is yet another testimony to your global leadership and your legacy as a statesman and a peacemaker on the world stage. Bringing peace required vision, political courage, and determination. But what is most important is that it requires faith in the cause. As it is said in the Holy Bible, blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. May God enlighten this way. Thank you, and my congratulations to all of us, President Aliyev, to you, to all of us, colleagues from Azerbaijan, Armenia, United States, and all the people of our region, all the people of our countries, and my congratulations to the world, because, as I said, it will definitely make the world a better place. Thank you.
Thank you.
President of the United States, the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, and the Prime Minister of the Republic of Armenia will now sign the joint declaration on the outcomes of the Trump Route for International Peace and Prosperity Summit.
That's really
They will
beautiful.
sign 3 copies in English. The President of the United States signs as a witness to the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Prime Minister of the Republic of Armenia, affirming their path to peace, stability, and prosperity. We kindly ask that all guests remain seated for the signing of the documents.
That is so great, and we'll hold up, how about holding up that document, all right? Well, thank you. This is really a big day, and we have some other big announcements, but I didn't want to make them because I don't want to do anything that could even in a little way overshadow what's taken place today. 35 years of death and hatred, and now it's going to be love and respect and success together. And I didn't really want to do anything that would in any way overshadow. I don't think it can be overshadowed when you're at war and so many people have suffered and so many people have been killed, and now you're going to have great peace. And I look forward to that corridor, because that corridor sounds, I'm going to have to get over there. I'll bring Senator Daines with me, and we're going to have to get over there, Steve. So, but this is a really great achievement, and I congratulate you. You're two incredible leaders. You're going to go down in history. And I've read the whole thing about how long it took, and you thought you were there and people let you down, and sometimes you probably let people down, maybe. I don't know how it works, but that's the way it usually does. But this is something that is very, very special. So I don't want to get in the way of it at all, but we'll take a few questions, maybe at least slightly related, but we have some other things to announce later on in the day. Peter, please.
Related, just because you mentioned the elusive peace in Ukraine.
Right.
Who is holding up this Ukraine ceasefire summit? Is it Putin or is it Zelensky?
Well, I think it's, that one is, as you know, we've been working on a lot of these deals. We've closed every single one of them all throughout the world, and that's the last of them. And they're losing, Peter, about 6, maybe even 7,000 soldiers every single week. Russia, as you know, lost almost 25,000 over the last month and a half, and Ukraine lost just a small number fewer. It's a lot of people are dying, and I think we're getting very close. And we're going to be announcing later on. We're going to have a meeting with Russia. We'll start off with Russia, and we'll announce a location. I think the location will be a very popular one for a lot of reasons. But we'll be announcing that a little bit later. I just don't want to do it now because of the importance of what we just did.
And I completely understand.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Follow-up. Are you surprised that Zelensky hasn't figured out by now, in years of war, how to deal with you and to deal with Putin without needing permission to make concessions from his parliament or from a national referendum?
Well, he's going out and getting what he needs. You know, he's not authorized to do certain things. I said, well, you're going to have to get it fast because, you know, we're getting very close to a deal. And he's doing that, and he's working with the European nations, and they're terrific people, terrific leaders, NATO. And as you know, I became very friendly with them. They agreed to go from 2% to 5%, 2% that they didn't pay to 5% that they've already paid. It's trillions of dollars. So, you know, we're working together very closely. But no, in all fairness to President Zelensky, he's getting everything he needs to assuming we get something done. But I'll be meeting very shortly with President Putin. It would have been sooner, but I guess there's security arrangements that unfortunately people have to make. Otherwise, I'd do it much quicker. He would too. He'd like to meet as soon as possible. I agree with it. But we'll be announcing that very shortly, okay? And location. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, with this meeting with Putin, is this Russia's last chance to achieve peace? And do you expect Ukraine to make any type of territorial concession?
Yeah, I don't like using the term last chance. Look, it's, you know, look, this is two very, very smart people. They've been going at it and their predecessors also very smart. They've been going at it for 35 years. It's tough. And, you know, when those guns start going off, it's awfully tough to get them to stop. It really does. It's a war that should have never happened. It would have never happened if I were president. There was no reason for it. So many people are killed, so much cultural destruction. You look at those magnificent towers, the most beautiful in the world. You know, the spires were considered the most beautiful in the world. They're all in a million pieces laying on the ground, all obliterated, knocked into a million pieces. So sad. But millions of people have died. And very, very much set in their ways. A lot of people were set in their ways, but I think we're getting close. I mean, this was not my war, this was Biden's war. But the European Union has been great. As you know, they're purchasing equipment from us. They have a lot of money, and they're spending a lot of money on buying equipment. We're not spending money, but we are supplying them equipment. They're paying for it. And I think, I think that a lot of things happened recently that would make this go forward. I'm not going to mention anything having to do with India, but maybe that had an impact. But what really had an impact was NATO has stepped up in terms of their spending on buying military equipment. We're in for, probably through Biden and his people, $350 billion. $350 billion. When they hear these numbers, you're saying that's a lot of money. $350 billion the United States has spent on that. It should have spent nothing because it should have never happened. It would have never happened. And Europe is in for over $100 billion, which is, it should be the opposite. If we were in for anything, but it should be the opposite. And I will say that Europe wants to see peace. The European leaders want to see peace. President Putin, I believe, wants to see peace, and Zelensky wants to see peace. Now, President Zelensky has to get all of his everything he needs because he's going to have to get ready to sign something, and I think he is working hard to get that done. Well, you're looking at territory that's been fought over for 3.5 years with, a lot of Russians have died, a lot of Ukrainians have died. So we're looking at that, but we're actually looking to get some back and some swapping. It's complicated. It's actually nothing easy. It's very complicated, but we're going to get some back. We're going to get some switched. There'll be some swapping of territories to the betterment of both. And but we'll be talking about that either later or tomorrow or whatever. Yeah, please. Say it.
If I could ask a question of your guests and also of you.
Yeah.
Of the guests, will the Armenians from Nagorno-Karabakh be allowed to return? And also, do you have any thoughts on the talk about President Trump winning the Nobel Peace Prize? And for President Trump, you're working on resolving 2 other major conflicts. In Gaza, you've spoke of resettling the Gazans. The country of Somaliland has expressed potential interest if you were to diplomatically recognize their independence. Are you inclined to do so? And also, did President Putin present an award to Mr. Witkoff during their recent visit?
He likes Mr. Witkoff, I can tell you that. That's true. Please, go ahead.
I think President Trump deserved to have a Nobel Peace Prize, and we will defend that, and we will promote for that, and that's obvious. So, and today's event, I think, is a very bright expression of that, and hopefully you will invite us to
front row. You'll be front row.
Yeah. We are in favor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I have a suggestion?
Yes.
So maybe we agree with Prime Minister Pashinyan to send a joint appeal to Nobel Committee to award President Trump with the Nobel Peace Prize because from the leaders of the countries which were at war for more than 3 decades, having this historic signature here, it really means a lot. This is tangible result of President Trump's leadership, and no one could have achieved that. There have been many presidents here since beginning of 90s, and the so-called Minsk process, which, by the way, today we put an end to with my Armenian colleague, started in 1992. So negotiation under the auspices of OSCE continued for more than 3 decades without any result. So who, if not President Trump, deserves the Nobel Peace Prize? I don't want to go into the history of some very strange decisions of the Nobel Peace Committee to award the prize for someone who didn't do anything at all. But President Trump in 6 months did miracle. So I think that my Armenian colleague will support it, and judging by the reaction of the audience, I think as soon as we come back, we will agree to issue a joint letter. And hopefully, and I also join when President is awarded, we hope that he will invite us to the ceremony.
You certainly will be. Thank you very much.
Do we have draft to sign now?
Well, we'll see what happens.
We already like to sign.
Thank you very much. It's very nice. We're looking into that right now. Good question, actually, and another complex one, as you know, but we're working on that right now. Somaliland.
Thank you so much. I wanted to ask you, have you spoken to Russian President Putin yet? And would you go to Russia or Ukraine? And what exactly would you say to him?
We'll be announcing a location in maybe a little while, and I think you'll be very happy. We'll see what happens, right? All we can do is do our best. We've been working on this one for a long time. This is a very complicated one also. This was extremely complicated, but we made it less complicated, and we had two very brilliant people on my right and my left. They understood what was at stake. I think if it didn't get done now, it might have never gotten done. So this is the same, very similar with Ukraine. It became more and more complicated as time went on. It was simple at the beginning. It wasn't going to happen. But it became more and more complicated. But I think we're getting close. Yes, ma'am. Yes, go ahead, please.
Could the location for the summit be Italy?
Location, Italy.
Oh. I will give it to you very soon. Honestly, I don't want to do anything. These guys, I don't want to do anything where that's like, because this is a bigger story than a location. A location's good. I'm a real estate person. I know about a location. But there's nothing to compete with this in terms of what we're doing today. It's just such a great achievement for these two. Really, they'll go down as great leaders for what they did. I put them together, but what they have been able, and I don't want to do anything. So we'll talk about it later. Today, we'll give you a location today.
Cartels too. You were talking about sending military forces to fight against the drug cartels in Latin America. Do you think it's worth sending our forces, our U.S. forces there to take this on?
Cartels where?
Central Latin America.
Well, Latin America's got a lot of cartels. They've got a lot of drugs flowing. So, we want to protect our country. We have to protect our country. We haven't been doing it for 4 years. And we love this country like they love their countries. We have to protect our country. So, we're playing a tough game, but we'll have more to say about that soon. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. President, I'm Musala from Azerbaijan News Agency Report. So we are grateful to be here. Today you host a truly historic meeting. As a person who values diplomacy and global interaction, do you consider the possibility to visiting Azerbaijan? Actually, you mentioned Azerbaijan and Armenia after this meeting.
Well,
to visit our countries, do you consider to visit? Wow.
Which one do I consider better?
Both, yes.
Both. Oh. I think if I ever said that you would say, this guy couldn't have solved the problem. You know what? I consider them both great, okay? And you know what? They're going to be even greater. But and they're very different in many ways, but they have a lot in common. But they're both great as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, please. It's an interesting question, right? That would have been a hell of an answer if I said, well, I think I like this one or that one. No, we don't do that. Go ahead, please.
Mr. President, first of all, thank you for bringing peace to South Caucasus, something that no one has been able to achieve in 35 years.
Thank you.
That's number one. We also noticed that you think highly of the commitments that the sides have taken on and assumed. However, considering the long history of conflict and the fact that this is not a legally binding document, will there be consequences if at some point one of the sides takes a step back?
I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be very good. And I told them, I gave them a personal commitment. If there's, there's always little problems here and there, right? The big ones have been solved. These are the giant ones have been solved. But if there's conflict, they both know they're going to call me and we're going to get it straightened out. They're not going to have a problem. Where are you from? Armenia. Okay, good. Very good. I was wondering. It was a very unusual question. But it's not unusual considering you're from Armenia. If there's a problem, we will get it worked out. I told them both, Don't let the problem last. We get it early, and we'll get it solved. Good reporter you have over there. Okay.
Can I
Yes,
add?
please.
Can I add? Yeah. First of all, I'd like to say that today we initialed the peace deal, which was in the process of negotiations for quite a while. The fact that it is initialed here, in the capital #1 of the world, in the office #1 of the world, and in front of the great President of the United States, means that there should be no doubts and no suspicions that any of the sides would step back. If any of us, Prime Minister Pashinyan or myself, had in mind to step back, we wouldn't have come here. So you can be absolutely sure, as well as Azerbaijani community, that what has happened today will result in peace, long-lasting peace, eternal peace in the Caucasus.
That's a very nice statement.
I'm sorry. Fully agree and nothing to add.
That's a very nice two statements, but that's a beautifully stated statement. Let's go. A couple of more. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, many in the South Caucasus have pinned the blame on your predecessor, Joe Biden, and his Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, for obstacles in America's bilateral relations with Azerbaijan and peace in that part of the world. How important is it to you to elevate your country's partnership and your administration's partnership with Azerbaijan, with Armenia, and how important is this for your legacy?
Well, to me, it's very important, but it's, I know the history of what was going on because I do a lot of reading, and they've been at a vicious, they've had a very contentious relationship for a long time. It's war. Most of the time was war. And so to get it done, they're great people. I know a lot of people from Armenia. I know a lot of people from both countries, and they're incredible people, and it shouldn't happen what has happened. I wish we could have been here sooner, if the election were different. I'm going to be nice today. I'm not going to be controversial and say the election was rigged. I would have had this thing solved 4 years sooner. But the truth is that's right. If the election weren't rigged, I would have been here 4 years sooner. We would have signed the same agreement 4 years sooner. But it didn't happen, and the Biden administration did really very little, actually nothing to get it done. But they did nothing to get really anything done. It was this country was in very serious shape. And I say it over and over again. I met all the leaders of NATO. I went, as you know, to the Middle East. I was with the King of Saudi Arabia, the leaders of great countries, right? Qatar and UAE and others in the Middle East. And everyone essentially said the same thing. We had a dead country 1 year ago. We had a dead country. Our country was dying. And now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. It's not even close. We have the hottest country in the world. And it's an honor to use that, if you call it power or respect or whatever it is, to settle wars like we have right here to my left and my right. And these two guys are very smart. I got to know them, and they're very smart. They're not going to. I don't think they're going to ever have to bother with me. They may call me just to bug me a little bit. Let me put them to a test, and they'll call because they like to call me. But they're not going to have any problem. We have a very comprehensive agreement. It's a peace agreement. And this isn't ceasefire. This isn't we'll hold off. This is a peace agreement. And they're going to end up doing a lot of business with each other. They're going to do a lot of business with the United States. And I'm going to always remember, at least during the time that I'm here, I'm going to remember how smart they were, how good they were. And when it comes to trade and other things, we're going to always go 100% out. We'll go out of our way to make sure it comes out good for them. They did an amazingly good thing and a very brave thing. It's a very complicated part of the world they come from, very tough part of the world. It's a tough, but smart part of the world. Smart, tough people, and great wealth, great energy wealth. I was talking to Chris, and you were saying, in terms of wealth, it's enormous wealth. But wealth doesn't often solve problems. It takes other things. But they're amazing, two amazing leaders, and it's an honor to be associated with them. How about we'll do one more, please?
Thank you, Mr. President. Your gut instincts have always done well in terms of business and in terms of politics. What does your gut tell you as it relates to the possibility of an event like this in the next few weeks, the next few months, in which you have President Putin on one side and President Zelensky on your other side?
I think my instinct really tells me that we have a shot at it, okay? And you'll find that out later on, and maybe even today, but we have a shot at it. Look, it's got to be solved. You know, we're not losing people. A lot of people say, why are you bothering? We're not losing people. We were spending hundreds of billions of dollars. Now we're spending nothing. We're spending no money. I guess we're making money because, you know, we have the best military equipment in the world. We're selling it to NATO. But you're losing thousands of people a week, Russians and Ukrainians mostly soldiers, but, you know, missiles are lobbed into cities and towns, Kiev, lots of places. You've been reading the same stories that I've been reading, and we got to get it solved.
The Norwegian Nobel Committee will make their announcement as it relates to this year's Nobel Peace Prize on October the 10th, Friday, October the 10th. Is that date circled on your calendar, Mr. President?
I can't say. I mean, a lot of people say, no matter what I did, because, you know, I'm of a certain persuasion, no matter what I do, they won't give it. And I'm not politicking for it. I have a lot of people that are. I know. I mean, I read the same things as you do. But it would be a great honor, certainly. But I would never politic. I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because of, I really, number one, I want to save lives. That's why I'm involved so much with Ukraine and Russia. It's saving lives of Russians and Ukrainians. It's not American lives. Now, I would say this, that war could have escalated in something much better. That could have been a world war. I think if we didn't come, Ukraine-Russia would have ended up being a world war. And I stopped that. That stopped. Now, the only question is, when is it going to be settled? And it could be very soon, but when is it going to be? But that would have been a world war. If I didn't come along with a very talented group of people sitting largely right here, but there are others not in the room that are very talented, I think Russia, Ukraine would have had a very, very high degree, I think even probably would have ended up being in a world war. I don't think people talk about that now because they don't see it anymore, but we've brought it down a long way. But that was getting to a point. When I first came in, I said, wow, this thing is really bad. And it could have escalated to a level that you people would have been very unhappy with. Yeah.
Your predecessor, Mr. President, President Ronald Reagan, had a phrase as it relates to dealing with the then Soviet Union and also Mikhail Gorbachev. The phrase was trust but verify. Do you subscribe to that same view as it relates to Mr. Putin and Russia?
Well, I do, relating to everybody. I mean, not just President Putin, but also people and leaders that I deal with. Look, I'm dealing with trade. And some of the worst deals we made, some of the worst trade deals we have, I talk about friend and foe, right? Friend and foe, two interesting words. Some of our worst trade deals were not with the foe, they were with the friends. Our friends were just killing us on trade. Not anymore. Not anymore. We're taking in trillions of dollars, and we're respected. And we're settling, through trade, even a little bit here, less here than on some, but through trade, I got things settled. With India, Pakistan, I think it was trade more than any other reason. That's how I got involved. I said, I don't want to be dealing with countries that are trying to blow up themselves and maybe the world. They're nuclear nations. That was a big one. Getting that one settled, I think you'd agree. That was a big one. And they were going at it. They were shooting airplanes out of the sky. 5 or 6 planes got shot down in their last little skirmish, and then it was going to escalate from there. And that could have gotten to be very, very bad. No, I want to save a lot of lives. I love saving lives. That's what it's about. And, when you save lives, you really end up having a peaceful world. Usually that ends up pretty well. I want to thank everybody, but in particular these two great leaders for having the courage to do what they did today, and they're going to go down in the history books. And it's a great honor to be involved. Thank you very much. Thank you.
See all three with a wonderful handshake all together at that table. What a historic moment there. Great to see. And as a reminder, we now have a breaking news desk here at Lindell TV where you can send us story ideas and tips. The email address is news@lindelltv.com. If you have something you want to tell us, please let us know. Email us news@lindelltv.com. You can stay anonymous if you choose to, or if you would like to send in videos or pictures, anything that you want us to know. That is the email address. Keep us posted on everything that's going on in your state and also around the country. And we have a big event going on in Las Vegas this weekend. Mike Lindell will be there. General Mike Flynn will be there. We'll have more on that event when we come back. Stay with us here on Spin Room.
The last time President Trump was in office, gold soared 50% and silver went up a huge 53%. Americans who invested in silver and gold during Donald Trump's first presidency are very happy that they did it. And right now, gold continues to soar to the highest numbers in history. These gains are just an appetizer for what's to come. Some market analysis are saying that gold is predicted to rise another 30% in the next year alone. So now's the time to invest in gold and silver, and that's why I partnered with Fisher Liberty Gold. Fisher Liberty Gold is a conservative-owned and operated precious metals investment company. They even helped my good friend President Trump get elected through their contributions to Turning Point USA and other conservative groups. I have dedicated my life to ensuring that people get the best sleep ever. And in addition to owning a MyPillow, I can now sleep well at night knowing that you can all protect your savings with precious metals with Fisher Liberty Gold. With Fisher Liberty Gold, you can sleep well knowing that your retirement is secure. And if you call now, you're going to receive your very own presidential gold guide and qualify for up to $20,000 in free silver. But wait, there's more. Call now or text metals to 26786 to receive your presidential gold guide from Fisher Liberty. And for a limited time, I will send you a free MyPillow for qualified accounts. This presidential gold guide from Fisher Liberty will tell you exactly why you need to own gold even while Donald Trump is president. And just by calling in, you get a free MyPillow for a limited time for qualified accounts. And up to $20,000 in free silver. So don't wait. Call 1-888-4GOLD-19 or text metals to 26786 today. That's 1-888-4GOLD-19 or text metals to 26786 today to receive your free MyPillow and up to $20,000 in free silver.
Welcome back to Spin Room. I am honored today to have an American war hero in the Spin Room, Mr. Bill Dillon, and also Cameron Moore with the American Heroes Association. Thank you both for being here with us today. Let's talk about a big event going on in Las Vegas this weekend, the Ground Zero Conference 2025. Excited about this one, Cameron. We'll start with you. Tell us a little bit about the conference.
Yeah, the conference theme is vindicated, and we have some of our nation's leaders that have been persecuted, by the intelligence agencies, the three-letter agencies, like people like General Flynn, who got caught up in Crossfire Hurricane and Russiagate, and then we have Mike Lindell, who's been seriously attacked for exposing some of this election fraud, and then we have Roger Stone. And we all know Roger Stone. He was attacked by the FBI with 28 FBI agents outside of his house. And we have America's mayor, Rudy Giuliani. I mean, this is a killer lineup. We have Roseanne Barr and many others. And General Flynn has been so kind to take Bill Dillon, our World War II hero, and bring him on stage and interview him for 20 minutes so the world can know his story. And it's just going to be a historic event. There's a lot of people out there looking for answers right now. There's a lot of people wondering if we're going to see arrests or we're going to see indictments, and I think we're going to hear some bombshells this weekend. So it's going to be an amazing event. Everyone needs to attend it. It's in Las Vegas this weekend. There's tickets still available, and it's going to be an event of historic proportions, and I'm really looking forward to it.
What an all-star lineup. And you listed some great names, including our own Mike Lindell, America's mayor. Rudy Giuliani also has a show here on Lindell TV. But I think that the true American hero is sitting right next to you, Cameron. Bill, you are 100 years old, about to be 101 in a couple of weeks. What a milestone. You'll be honored at the event. How does that make you feel?
Oh, yeah, I'm just one of these kinds that's very, very lucky. And I just believe in the guy upstairs is named Jesus. I just believe him. I'm here because he allows me to do it. I'm here to have a job to be done, and I'm working on it. And when he says, hey, Bill, come on home, I'm ready.
Wow.
Yes, and we're going to get more into your milestones in just a second because you truly are one of America's greatest, and we are so honored to have you here, and we thank you for your service. But a little more about the event, Cameron. We mentioned Roger Stone, General Mike Flynn, Rudy Giuliani, Mike Lindell, of course. Tina Peters' attorney, Peter Tickton, will be there. What are some of the topics that we can expect come this weekend?
Yeah. Peter Tickton is a close friend of mine. I actually introduced him to Tina, and we did some jailhouse visits with Tina together. Tina and Peter, President Trump's former classmate, and Peter's winning all his cases right now. So I'm hoping the next 5-6 weeks, Tina will get out. The topics are just going to be in that vindicated theme, because now, as you're seeing with General Flynn, as you're seeing with President Trump, they are all square over the target, and it seems like we have the perfect storm coming together with our election integrity issues from the questionable 2020 election. Questionable, I say lightly, but and then we're going to be hearing some of their stories about how now we're all becoming vindicated. I mean, you have General Flynn calling out, Obama, Comey, and I think American people are going to get what they want, and we're going to see some indictments. We're going to get some perp walks, and these people will be held accountable. But if the information that's going to come out at this event is going to be groundbreaking, and I think it's going to really excite the American people, and any of those people that have been losing faith out there, saying, when is this going to happen? I think a lot of this will be cleared up, and people's confidence level will be back with our DOJ and with our three-letter agencies. Now, the FBI led by Kash Patel, we are going into a great place in this country right now, and it's just a great time to be alive. And to be here with Bill Dillon it makes my heart smile. And to have his hero, General Flynn, interview him on stage. I mean, come on, this is just going to be so exciting and a powerful 2 days.
Hey, Vanessa, but the one thing too is that what really is a sad thing, I am the absolute total last survivor, period, of all the people that I work with. All my submarine guys, they're all gone, and I'm the last guy. And I wrote a book called The Strike of the Sailfish, and it's out there and it's selling very, very good. And I think one day it's going to be a movie.
It should be.
I think it should be, absolutely. Cameron, you're right. It should be a movie. Where can people purchase your book?
Do you have a website?
What was that?
Do you have a website for your book?
Oh, the publisher was Stephen Moore. Stephen Moore was he's published several books, and it was a long story how this book got started. But anyway, I won't. He didn't know me and I didn't know him, but we just met by accident, and we met just like we're doing here with Cameron. And at the end of the interview, he said, "Bill, we're going to write a book," and that's how it got written.
I think it can be found on Amazon.
Amazon,
yeah,
perfect.
It's available on Walmart or Amazon or anything like that.
Powerful book.
Okay, and Cameron, can you tell me the name of it again?
strike of the sailfish, and it talks about the bill took out multiple of the Japanese aircraft carriers, and in the battle for Formosa, when the fighter jets got shot down, Bill went to work and he saved dozens of lives and bring them on the submarine. This is our true hero of the event right now.
He is a star. We are so proud of you and thankful for you, Mr. Dillon. A true American hero. I'm going to brag on you a little more for just a second. You have wartime combat medals, including 2 Bronze Stars. You were given special recognition by the Consolidated Space Operations Center for standing with President Trump and demanding secure, citizen-only elections. You also helped defend borders in World War II, like we just mentioned. So we thank you so much for your service. You're continuing to serve by fighting for secure elections. Again, everyone, he is about to be 101 years old and he's still fighting. Look at the hat you're wearing. Make America great again.
Yes.
I have to ask you, what does America mean to you?
Oh, there's nothing like the United States of America. And the reason why I say that is I went through the entire Depression. Depression started in 1929, and I was born in 24, so I went through the whole Depression. And during that time, this nation was absolutely, totally solid together. There was no such thing as a Democrat or Republican. We were all one, the entire country, and everybody, there's never any bad words said among us. And that's the reason why I'm striving so much to work with people like Cameron to get the word out, to tell us we were one country then, and we should always be a one country. This is the United States of America. There's nothing like it. And Trump, to me, I'll tell you one other thing. I've been under 22 presidents since I was born, 22. And Trump is absolutely, totally the best president in my lifetime. And he's going to get down in history is really more famous than Washington, seriously, because the guy is a businessman. He knows what he's doing. He puts everything up front. He asks questions just like you're asking me. You have no hesitation whatsoever, no notes, no prompts, no nothing. It all comes between the ears. And that's the kind of a guy he is. And that's what this country is going to be fantastic. Just keep that guy going for another 3.5 years.
Isn't this guy so sharp for 100? He turns 101 in 3 weeks. September 6th.
I love it. Well, happy early birthday. And you're absolutely right. There will never be another President Trump. We wish there were a lot of Trumps out there to clone so we could have him for a long time. But we're going to enjoy the next 3.5 years. And again, we are so proud of you and keep fighting the good fight. You are a true fighter from birth until 100 and on. And so we all need to strive to be more like you. Cameron, can you give us event details and how people can watch if they live in another state and maybe can't make it, but they want to be a part of this?
Yes, we're going to be going. We're working with the Gateway Pundit. So the address is www.gp for Gateway Pundit America First. We have very few tickets left, but we have some VIPs, which give you green room access and a Saturday night dinner with the speakers and general admission. And you can also purchase a remote ticket to view it remotely. GP for Gateway Pundit AmericaFirst.com. And if I could throw a little plug out for Bill, Bill has an Instagram account at nearly 101 years old. It's The Real Bill Dillon. And it's on Instagram, and I'm encouraging everyone to jump onto his account so we can just give Bill the biggest and best birthday celebration he deserves on the 6th of September. And what a special man, and I'm so grateful for you having us both on.
Absolutely. I'm actually on Instagram right now going to follow you. So you're going to get a new follower here in just 2 seconds. Okay, so the dates are August 9th and 10th. If you are in the Vegas area and you're able to go, the event runs from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. Again, that's in Las Vegas, Nevada, and all-star lineup. One more question, Cameron. I'm not sure if you hit on this. If you did, I might have missed it. Is it going to be streaming anywhere?
Yeah, there's a streaming pass available. It's really inexpensive. You can watch it live from home. And, and with our 25th National Security Advisor and the head of military intelligence, I mean, I'm pretty confident General Flynn knows what's going on. And I think the people are going to get some of the answers that we all want and that we all deserve. I think we're going to hear some bombshells come out this weekend. So I encourage you, even if you can't make it, to log on to the live stream as well.
All right, it's going to be a all-star lineup. Can't wait for it. You know where I'm going to be this weekend, in front of my computer, making sure I watch every speaker that goes on stage. And of course, you, Mr. Dillon, can't wait to see you on stage. Happy early birthday. Thank you for your service. And you come back on Lindell TV anytime you want. We'll be happy to have you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Really do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back here on Spin Room. Stay with us.
Friends, we all know the truth. Big Pharma and the federal bureaucracy have made a mess of healthcare in this country, and boy, that's an understatement. President Trump signed an executive order to bring prices down, and that's a great step. But we know that real change takes time. There's one pharmacy that is already stepping up. I want to tell you about All Family Pharmacy. They're not waiting. They're taking action now with a summer sale that gives you the power to take control of your health. Right now, through the end of June, you get 20% off site-wide, no insurance required. Did you hear that? 20% off site-wide, no insurance required. They work with licensed doctors in all 50 states, and they ship fast straight to your door. Whether it's ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, methylene blue, antibiotics, emergency kits, or your daily prescriptions, this is a time to stock up. If you believe in medical freedom, if you're tired of waiting for someone else to fix things, do what I do. Take action. Go to allfamilypharmacy.com/Lindell and use promo code Lindell20, Lindell 20, for 20% off your entire order. That's allfamilypharmacy.com, Lindell. Promo code Lindell20. Let's protect our families, defend our freedom, and make America healthy again together.
You can always join the conversation on our social media pages. Get breaking news alerts there. You can follow platforms like Vocal, which is Mike Lindell's social media platform, Truth Social, which is President Trump's social media platform. Of course, X is for Elon Musk. Instagram, YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. We are there, and we post our webcasts and our broadcasts there as well. So if you ever miss an episode, you really don't have to, because you can go to those platforms and rewatch our shows. So make sure you follow us, and you can always let me know, if you follow me on those accounts, what topics you'd like to see here on Spin Room, and we will make sure we get back with you and get those topics covered. And of course, a reminder to support Mike Lindell. You can always go to mypillowtrial.com. That's the website right there, as he continues to fight the deep state for election integrity all across the country. He's used a lot of his funds, and we appreciate everyone who has donated to the cause so far. Please continue to do so as he continues to fight the deep state. Also, do a little shopping this weekend if you can. You can always go to mypillow.com. So many great items and sales going on there. mypillow.com. Use the promo code Vanessa for extra savings. Mike is huge on that Rev 7. I haven't tried it. I'm waiting on an order. So once I try it, I will let you know. But rave reviews. Everyone is telling us how much they love that Rev 7 energy drink. So go ahead and get that. Premium My Pillows on sale. So many great deals. Again, you can use the promo code Vanessa, and that also works at my store. That's Conservative Companies, mystore.com. Conservative Companies, sharing our values. Go support our conservative entrepreneurs. And we close the show today in prayer. Here's today's Bible verse of the day, coming from the book of Psalms. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Really love this verse as we are heading into the weekend. And of course, we hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Thanks so much for watching us here on Spin Room. We'll see you right here, same time, same place on Monday. Have a good one. Thanks for watching Lindell TV. And Steve Bannon's War Room is next.